Well, to start with, I think most of you are probably thinking that's a strange name for a company, and I agree. I'm going to go a little bit further. Can you hit one more slide? Here I am with a logo that has Minnesota on it, and you're probably all thinking, this guy, what's going on here? But I'm going to give you 3 reasons why I think it might be worth your while to hear me out a little bit more. First, can we hit the next slide? First is my wife. She went to Vince Lombardi Middle School. She's from the Green Bay. Second, Kringles. But beyond Kringles, I really appreciate the Wisconsin culture. So, for example, Anne graciously allowed me to come in earlier this year and speak to her students. Had a great meeting a week or so ago with your really cool accelerator generator. I've also, let's skip to reason number 3. I saw this a few weeks ago. This is where people, it was a national map of commuting and economic development, basically like where it happens. And even though there's a really clear border there between our states, economically, we all kind of are neighbors, right? We all play together. So for those 3 reasons, what we have at Mind the Bird, what we're aiming to create is an economic, really a regional economic driver for the Internet of Things. So you can go to the next slide. We're a strange company. We're part accelerator, part patent consortium, and part beacon hardware tech company. I'm going to get back to that in a little bit, but that's what we are, and it's kind of weird. So what happened is I kind of accidentally created a new part of the internet 9 years ago, starting 9 years ago. What happened is, for me, I thought, okay, the internet consisted of, it was really, really very simple, mine I'm still in, data centers, data channels like Wi-Fi or cellular, and then the devices that we were having. And I got to thinking, what if the devices could collect information that was around them? And so you can go to the next slide. There we go. So I quit my job. I mean, whatever. I'm like, I'm going to solve this problem. And then I found out that was harder than I thought. And in fact, one of the things that happened is that I hired some really smart tech people, and it turns out that there were 2 camps. And it did not appear that there was overlap on the Venn diagram between these 2 camps. Okay, so one group was telling me, they were really taking the corporate IT perspective, and they were saying, we will never, in order for your device to collect information that's around it, we'll never, ever, ever let you touch the network because of the IT security breach, for those of you that know. The other group that was going to make these beacons was saying, well, in order to transmit information wirelessly, you have to connect, you have to have a handshake, a pair, or a sync to be able to share that data. And it didn't appear that there was overlap. About a few weeks after that, I mean, I had already quit my job, so this had to work, right? A few weeks later, I was in Hawaii for